Good afternoon. Concordia, the Secretary's Office of Global Partnerships at the U.S. Department of State, and the Institute for Business and Society at the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business are once again humbled by the innovation and impact of all the applicants to this year's P3 Impact Award. Like our public-private partnership applicants, this award has been born from aligned interest across partners rooted in multiple sectors: nonprofit, government, and business. Our mutual desires to understand the role of P3s in addressing complex societal issues, promote best practices and shared learning, as well as honor the organizations leading the way, brought us together last year for the first P3 Impact Award. Through the applicants, we see cross-sector collaboration that fosters a more productive utilization of resources by respecting and leveraging differences, and inspires innovation that will propel humanity forward.
For the 2015 award, we received almost 3 times as many applications as last year. The applicants hailed from around the globe and represented a range of issues, from landscape degradation in Peru to low immunization rates in China. Over the past 2 days, you've heard from 5 finalists who are redefining what it means to be a public-private partnership. These finalists are engaging in social issues in substantive ways that go beyond aid or philanthropy. They are identifying where their missions align and leveraging their respective strengths to have substantial but also sustainable impact. In Africa, Partners in Food Solutions has teamed up with TechnoServe and USAID to link the expertise of leading food companies with the needs of food processors in East Africa. The Nature Conservancy and the Dow Chemical Company are collaborating to change the way that business includes nature into its decisions, its strategies, and its goals. Through the Replenish Africa initiative, the Coca-Cola Africa Foundation and the Water and Sanitation for the Urban Poor are building local capacity for safe and reliable wash services. In the Danahan Reef, Microsoft, USAID, and the government of the Philippines are using TV whitespace technology to extend wireless internet to remote fishing villages. And the U.S. Global Development Lab and VilCap are closing the pioneer gap through an investment vehicle to unlock private capital for seed-level impact investments.
The concept of public-private partnerships is not new, but in the 21st century, these partnerships have evolved and are taking on a new significance around the world in development, diplomacy, national security, and other domains. Partnerships now provide a platform for achieving impact and innovation that individual sectors and actors could not accomplish alone. Our office, the Secretary's Office of Global Partnerships, was established to serve as the entry point for collaboration between the State Department, the public and private sectors, and civil society. But we have no monopoly on the partnerships that are happening all around the State Department and the U.S. government. Rather, partnerships have become a priority within the U.S. government. They are everywhere. Partnerships are a critical mechanism for strengthening our diplomatic connections, enhancing our development work, promoting economic growth, and safeguarding our long-term security as a nation. Partnerships are created in a myriad of different ways, and we are proud to work with Concordia and Darden to give out the annual P3 Impact Award, which recognizes the diversity of partnerships and celebrates those making the most impact. I am now honored to introduce my boss, Secretary John Kerry, who will greet you via video and announce our P3 Impact Award winner.
A warm welcome and hello to all of you participating in Concordia's 5th Annual Summit. And I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person to present this year's Public-Private Impact Award. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Drew O'Brien and all of our finalists for their outstanding work. I expect that if I turned to almost any of you and asked, what's made this award so meaningful to so many, you'd probably point to Drew. And that's because he really understands what this effort is all about. From addressing the need for food security in sub-Saharan Africa to promoting entrepreneurship in Southeast Asia to lifting people out of poverty, no government can find and implement definitive solutions on its own. Treaties are negotiated by governments, but lasting peace and prosperity are created by people. That's why governments need to combine their strengths with those of the private sector and civil society. And it's why the State Department's Office of Global Partnerships has teamed up with Concordia and the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business on the Public-Private Impact Award. The goal of this award is as clear as it is compelling: to recognize and inspire the next generation of public-private partnerships, because the best ideas are never limited by borders, and we need all the good ideas that we can get. Believe me, that's not an argument, it's a simple statement of fact. And this year, I'm very pleased to announce that our Public-Private Impact awardee is the TV White Space-supported Fisherfolk Registration Partnership. This partnership is drawing on unused television channels to make registration easier for fishing communities in the Philippines. It's also restoring the health of local ecosystems to produce more fish, feed more people, and create more jobs. That's the very definition of paying it forward. And it is giving new life to the old saying, teach a person to fish. As an industry, fishing is timeless, and so is the need for partnerships that bring us together in support of ideas that create shared prosperity and improve people's lives. So a huge congratulations to this year's winner, and thank you to all of you who have participated, and keep up the terrific work.
Good afternoon, distinguished delegates, partners from the private sector, greetings of solidarity. On behalf of our partners and on behalf of the Filipino people, we are truly honored to receive this year's P3 Impact Award from Concordia, the U.S. State Department, Secretary Office of Global Partnerships, and the University of Virginia Darden School of Business Institute for Business in Society. Thank you very much. The story of our P3 in 2013, when Microsoft, the USAID Ecofish project, partnered with the Philippines Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, and with our agency, the Information and Communication Technology Office, Department of Science and Technology, partnered with our regulator, the National Telecommunications Commission, Microsoft, Newton Technologies, now PCTI, headed by a local entrepreneur, Mr. Roy Del Rosario, who invested his own funds to provide the radios, IXS for All, who provided network expertise, the ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation, who did the interference study, agreed to our individual partnerships, together realizing that this might just be a cool thing to do. And while it took some effort on the parts of all, it was, I believe, without hesitance on anyone's part, which made it all easy. P3s may be cool, and I did say ours was easy, but really, they are usually not, which is why the work of Concordia and the P3 award it gives is so important. The public sector and private sector are inherently orthogonal to one another, sharing little in way of thinking, terminologies used, metrics, etc. They share little, but a singular point, and that is our common goal of making all of ours a better world. It is a singular point where the individual strengths of the public and private sector can complement one another, making feasible what would individually be difficult, and, more importantly, possibly achieving resonance that makes makes possible the impossible, where the singular point becomes a singularity naturally driven to infinity. I would also like to give special mention to the U.S. Federal Communications Commission's International Bureau, its Office of Engineering and Technology, and the National ICT Institute of the Ministry of Interior and Communications of the Government of Japan for sharing with us their expertise and experience that helped make our P3 possible. Once again, allow me to thank our partners. It has truly been a great pleasure working with them, and to Concordia for this great honor it has bestowed on our partnership. I sincerely believe the award will inspire others to go out and find those singularities where the public and private sector can achieve what neither can by their individual selves. Thank you very much.